Last time on the Dungeon Dads podcast, we pursued a plan that I am still not convinced of the wisdom of. Some assassins are hunting Filnyr Omajar, and rather than just hiding from him and having him keep his cloak up, Jonas and Filnyr thought it'd be a real good idea to taunt him into showing themselves, which they did. We fought him in a blind alleyway. Jonas finally got to cast a big old fireball, and the smile on his face could be seen from further away than the fire could. We ended up killing everybody, and now we got to interrogate this little fraidy cat half-elf dude who was left over by the rest of them soldiers.
Oh, don't forget Penny.
There's also
yeah,
and
Penny lives.
And Penny Hardaway, the thug who couldn't hit and saved his life. There's also a little bit of a mystery going on about why no more bodies were found in the consulate on the night when Edgar was killed and Filnyr was, I don't want to say framed for murder, but assumed for murder. And we've got a contact that we're going to be checking out that story with, I think, forthwith. Is that everything?
Sounds about right.
Sounds good to me.
Did I cover it all?
I think so.
Well then, fellas, let's do some Dungeon Dads.
Woohoo! Heroes rise, heroes fall. I see them on the front line, standing tall. They're risking life and limb to answer the call. But what they fighting for? Don't know, don't care. Just along for the ride, but everyone must in. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna win inside.
All right. Good recap, Abel. Very good. It's nice to be back, everybody.
Yeah.
On the podcast. So the only thing I want to add to that is that the last episode ended in a pretty dark spot, I think.
Oh my God. I can't believe I've left out all the stuff with Paraso.
Oh, man.
Getting gory with it.
Getting real nasty. And it is time. Do you remember way back several months ago when you guys were in the Gnome's Gap and you met Griggly and you had your epiphanies? It is time, Tim, to tell me what Filnyr's animal was that he saw.
So he saw a bird, and it's a bird that's not found very many places in the world. It's an alpine parrot known as a Kia, which is looks like an all-green parrot. It's about the size of a macaw, but when it lifts its wings up, it's got these gigantic bright red patches.
Oh, geez. Okay. So my question is this something that Abel could have possibly ever seen before in his life?
No.
He did live in the mountains, but I don't
Okay.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. So this is helpful. Thank you. All right. So I want us to, we're going to pick right back up where we left off. And sorry, go ahead. Sam.
I was going to say, before we pick up, I just want to, because we didn't really get a chance to talk about it last episode, commend Tom on his way with a gruesome scene.
Oh.
You know, there are a lot of D&D podcasts out there, but like every now and then Tom will come out with something like the execution in episode 2, or just something where we all, like, the episode ends or the scene ends and we're all just looking at each other going, oh God.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
And that was pretty much, I mean, we ended it pretty quick at the end of last episode, but I think afterwards the rest of us were all looking at each other going, oh God.
I think we all sort of felt it. I mean,
Yeah.
even me, when I saw this in my head, I knew this was going to happen or at some point. And I don't think it was quite as dark in my mind as it actually came out to be. But I think that's usually the case for me when I think of, things.
That
So-
looked better in my head.
No, it looked awesome, but also it looked dark. I didn't, but listening to it, it's pretty dark, and it's about to get darker.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
let's begin.
Yeah. So Filnyr has just like pulled the staff out from the mouth of one of these soldiers from Neverwinter, and you've just heard Paraso speak right to you and warn you, Abel, that this could be you. I think he said something like, or priest, just know this could be you next time. And the staff is still dripping with dark blood. And you see from the cavity that the staff had made, you see this red thing moving in it, and it's like sort of sticks itself up, and it's sort of heaving up like it's breathing, and you see a beak poke
I
out.
can't believe I just complimented you on your gruesome scene setting. And now we're all giving each other that same look that I just described.
Ugh, this is gross.
So here's the thing. Abel, you see this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else does. And this sort of bloody...
Filnyr, are you doing this? This is fucking gross, man.
Am I doing what?
There's something coming out of that hole.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
I'll look down at it too.
Yeah. and you see that the blood is dripping off, and now you see that there are two wings that are forming, and it sort of pops its mouth up, and you see that it's not a baby bird, right? It's not like it's coming out of an egg. It looks like it was buried deep inside this person, and Paraso has just created the pathway for it to escape. And it spreads its wings, and it shakes, and it can't quite lift off. It's still, the liquid from the inside of this body is still too heavy on its wings and its body. And it rolls a little bit, and then it flits up in the air, and it gets about 5 feet up, and it goes and it lands right on Filnyr's shoulder and starts to nip at his ear, at his left ear. And it flies over, and it lands on your shoulder, Abel. And you hear it say, in Tempest's voice, "This is your warning, Abel. Stay close and watch. I will be with you." And the bird stays perched on your shoulder, and it seems that no one else can see it. And before Jonas can make his way over to the scene fully,
Oh,
because
he's
now
still
you've
up on
sort
the
of
roof, right?
Yep.
And the building's on fire.
Yep. Which I'm
the
focused on.
the bird flies over Jonas, and you see it disappears into the sky in a sort of gold streak of light. And you see the other cavity on the other body that the spear tip was in, and you see this thing playing out there as well. Another bird is coming up.
Does anybody? Do I see this now, or is this
You
just?
do not see this.
Okay.
You don't see any of this. And when the second bird flies up onto your shoulder, it says, "Hit the king with your guiding bolt, and I will show you the way." And then the bird flies up in a golden streak again.
Oh, man. It said hit the king.
That's what it said.
We're still here, guys. For the podcast listeners, that's just just a pregnant pause, a very long pregnant pause right there.
The gentlemen are thinking hard.
Man.
This is not how they thought this would begin.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
Not at all.
And I just I don't trust Tempest that much, but this is a hell of a vision.
Wow.
Like, I'm very conflicted because if Tempest had just said, hey, take a whack at your friend there, I would have been like, fuck off. All right, I'll do it. I'm gonna fire a Tempest's guiding bolt at Jonas.
Okay.
Do I see any of this happening?
I need to roll?
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll. You need to roll. And Jonas, what's your
Jesus?
What's your AC as you come down the ladder? You come down the rope.
I'm coming down the rope, right? It's 13.
13. So you're not seeing this. You're not going to get your dex, okay?
I got a 15 anyway.
Okay. All right. So roll the damage really fast.
That is 8 radiant.
Okay.
Oh man.
Damn.
Oof.
All right.
I'm in trouble. Okay.
So this is what happens. So Filnyr, you see Abel just look dumbstruck at you and these two bodies, and he's asking this question. He says, "Are you seeing this?" And the next thing you know is he holds his shield up, and he points his finger at Jonas coming down this rope, and this streak of light, like a laser beam that you've never seen a laser beam before, but this strong light like shoots out at Jonas.
I'm having second thoughts. Wild counter.
and it nails Jonas in the back of the leg. And Jonas, you take 14 damage.
Jesus.
Abel,
and I take it really well. It hits me, and I just go.
And you see, and Abel, you can see from here that he is glowing, except for where you hit. It's a dark, charred mark, and he's a little too far away for you to tell what the mark looks like, but you can tell that everything is glowing on him except this area on the leg where you've hit him.
I'm sorry, Jonas. Get down here quick.
Ow, what is happening? Ow, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
All right, I run over to Jonas.
Abel, heal me or something. What did you do?
I'll heal you. Just a second. Just let me see that leg.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow Abel over.
All right. So when you get there, you see on the back of Jonas's leg a skull, and the skull is perfectly formed, and it's got a bird coming out of its eye, and just below it, it has the word "Corin, look to the sky."
Again, is he the only one that sees this?
No, this is just, it's like it's written on him like a damn tattoo.
What is it? What are you looking at?
Corin?
Says Corin, look to the sky.
Why would you have a tattoo that says
Corin? I look to the sky right now, just
sky.
in case.
And you see in the sky, there is an arrow pointed almost due south.
There's an arrow in the sky point. Did somebody skywrite this?
I had the same thought.
Oh my God, I love skywrite. I love skywrite so much. Oh boy.
I don't have a tattoo. What are you talking about tattoos?
What is this mark on your leg?
This is where Abel hit me.
Tempest sent me a message. He chose a real convoluted ass way to do it. I could have just sent me a note or talked to me in my head, but now there's a big old arrow in the sky, and I guess I had to shoot you to see it. I don't know, man, but I think we got to go that way.
Go. Oh, I look up at the sky. Go that way.
Do we see anything?
Absolutely not.
All right, everyone, just stop. Just stop. All right, Abel. Every time I look at you, you're over there mumbling to yourself in the corner. Filnyr, I look at you, you're caressing your whatever spear tip and speaking. What is happening with the two of you?
Lord, I wish I knew. I'm going to go ahead and cast a Cure Wounds on Jonas. Here, consider this like a peace offering. What do I think? 1d8 plus 3. Let me get my d8.
Did you two get into some sort of squabble when we started this trap? I do not understand why you...
I haven't done anything. I was coming down this building. It's about to catch on fire. I've tried to put it out, and all of a sudden I'm getting tagged in the leg by some strange radiant energy.
Yes, but...
Well, I just cured you for 10 points.
It does feel much better, thank you.
I'm so confused. But you do have a mark on your leg. Do you not see it?
I mean, it's hard for me to bend that way and see. I don't really know. I feel something there. You're saying that there's...
Fellas, I gotta tell you, our journey, which had been sort of a straightforward, practical, and political matter, now seems to have taken a bit of a psychedelic turn.
It does.
Filnyr, you keep that spear away from me. You're pointing it a little too close.
We still have to... Penny is still standing there. And is that you're telling us we have to go another direction? I don't know. The buildings are on fire.
Grab Penny. This guy, I don't think he's going to be much help. We got to figure out who this half-elf is. We got to take him with us, but we got to go south now.
Okay.
Tom, what's going on with the building?
So the building is getting more on fire, and you hear some people who are making their way up, and in particular, you hear someone who's got a little bit of a high-pitched, kind of weird accent. He says, "Oh man, I wasn't even here for this. What is going on?" And he comes out and he goes, "Oh man, the orphanage is on fire."
No. This is not an orphanage. Stop it.
The orphanage is on fire. Jonas must have had a good reason to set it on fire. The orphanage is on fire.
All right, I cast prestidigitation on the fire. Does it like stop the spread a little bit, like slow it down?
Yeah, a little bit, but also the fire brigade is definitely making their way out.
All right, so bodies of water are there. Can I use my mage hand to start grabbing bodies of water and throwing it on the
stuff? People are coming out. They're seeing you, but
we gotta go, guys. We can't stick around for this. Jonas.
I gotta run over to Penny real fast and get in his face and be like, "Who was the first person there? Why do they think I killed Edgar?"
Everyone knows you killed Edgar. But it doesn't matter. I don't care. Look, I never knew the man. He was just
who
someone
reported
they sent
it that
from
way.
Neverwinter. I don't know. The man from Neverwinter came. He said we're looking for some muscle. I said,
never mind. Forget it. Consider yourself lucky, and I'll just walk away.
May I go? Do I need to stay here by this burning building?
Help put out the fire.
Yes. Do us that service.
Okay. All right. So he joins in, and Wokus the Locust puts his loot down and also starts to throw water in the fire. And as you guys walk by, he gives Jonas a real dirty look. And he says, "Come on, man. Just let me know when you're going to go do something cool, all right?"
All right. Apparently, we're doing something
like
cool
set an
now.
Orphanage on fire.
I'm sorry.
You do see a lot of children leaving the building now.
I'm a little
out of the
surprised there
alley.
are orphanages in the embassy district, but we'll question the geography later.
They're multiracial, multi-ethnic orphans.
And wouldn't
right.
Filnyr have known this was an orphanage? He picked the location. What are you doing, man?
Times change in a week while you're gone.
In a week while you're gone.
Completely chased the building. Good grief.
Actions have consequences, Evoker. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so we should
This
find
may be a little too much of a tangent, but it's sort of weird that this happened in reverse. That my dad worked at a boys' home in New Orleans in the 60s when he lived there, and then when I lived there, he told me where it was to go by and check it out, and it was a building of condos called the Orphanage.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh, New Orleans! Oh my God, New Orleans! I love you, but you're bringing me down.
So in real life, here's a building that got repurposed as an orphanage. In the real life, there was an orphanage that got repurposed as condos.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, maybe this will become a halfling, like a, whatever the equivalent of a tapas bar is for halflings. Yeah.
An orphanage themed tapas bar. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and
Where's
and now,
that half elf? Where's that half elf?
I assume you have him, right? You have him.
Okay. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
him. There. I like that
Okay.
answer.
He didn't
run
got
away
him
as
by
I
the
was
scruff of the neck.
No,
Jabbing.
he didn't. Yeah. Why? I didn't tell them anything about you. I didn't tell them anything. I didn't know anything.
Who are you?
Walk and talk. We're heading south.
Okay. They hired me. They said you know your way around town, and I do. Filnyr, you know me. I knew Galwinia before she moved to Breentown. I've eaten a cream puff of yours before. I have no reason to think that you are the madman they say you are.
Who says I am?
Neverwinter.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yes.
That is a 14.
Okay. This guy just clear. He's gonna say anything to get out of this.
Yeah.
Remind me your name.
Phallus.
Do I recognize that name?
I mean, you kind of recognize him. I mean, you've seen the guy around town. It's not a giant town, and you're a half elf, and he's a half elf.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to say just because you're both half elves, you know each other, but it's. I
But
mean,
we
there's
know
a bit
of
of
each
that.
other.
There's a bit of that
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we may have crossed paths before, but I do not claim to know you. So continue with us.
I'm very sorry. I'll do what you want me to do. You seem much different, much changed
Yes, a lot
from
has
the last
happened.
time I saw you.
A lot has changed, but what do you know of what happened after I disappeared from Lakeshire?
Well, I mean, they shut down the Neverwinter Museum. They had many men came from Breentown. There were druids in town searching for you. It seemed that everyone suddenly wanted to know where the pastry chef was. And then Jesus sent the word out that you were not to blame, and everyone went back about their business. It was the weirdest thing. No one quite understood why Jesus had anything to do with this, but he vouched for you, and so at least the town moved on with their lives. But the Neverwinter people, they paid very well.
How did Neverwinter contact you?
Well, Rella sent the word out that no one was to speak to the men who had moved in here from Neverwinter and had taken back over the Neverwinter consulate. And I'm afraid to say that I saw the potential for gold. So I actually approached them and asked them how I could help. They paid me 100 gold.
Who is your contact at the Neverwinter, the new Neverwinter consulate?
Well, I mean, you have just bashed his face in. There is no diplomat there.
Who is there?
It's-
Is anybody there left anymore?
I think it was just these 8 men. I don't know, and many of the other men who were here, they are all either from Breentown or from here, from Lakeshire. They were all local hires, as far as I know. It was just these two men who were from Neverwinter.
Well, you know who lives at the Neverwinter consulate now?
Who is that?
You do, Phallus.
Oh,
You're going to go there, you're going to set up camp, and the next Neverwinter representatives that show up, you're going to tell them that Filnyr Omajar is off limits. He is personal bodyguard to Jonas Silverwind, the rightful heir to Monterre. He's been wrongly framed for the murder of Edgar, and we would very much appreciate their diplomatic assistance in getting to the bottom of this mess.
I mean, I suppose I could say that. You say I could live there. This could be
well, until somebody else shows up and kicks you out.
I suppose I could do that. How could I get them in touch with you? Are you staying in town?
Tell them to talk to Jesus.
Okay, and just like that, I can go.
I look over at Filnyr. I mean, you want to bathe in his blood or anything?
Stick anything in one of his holes?
No, please. I'm just a.
Phallus, I have one more question.
Open his head up on a hinge and see what's inside.
Yes.
Does any of that sound good? No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke.
Do you know who was the first person into the Neverwinter Museum after I disappeared, after Edgar was murdered?
I did speak with Heinrich.
Okay. Then what did he say he found?
He said he found a bloody mess, as though Edgar had been tossed about the entire building and finally run through in his bedroom. And he did.
Do as Abel said, please.
He said, okay. I will move in.
Wait a second. Do I see anything? I'm gonna give him a once over. I'm gonna give him an ocular pat down.
Okay.
Does he have any sort of distinctive pieces of clothing or jewelry or anything that would sort of mark him out?
So it's funny you should say that. Could you give me a perception check?
I mean, I suppose I could.
Please. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 16.
Okay. And
the active perception I rolled was a natural 1.
Okay. Well, here's what I'll say to you. He has a ring on that has insignia on it that you do not recognize. But it's fancier than maybe what you would expect of like a street urchin, which is sort of the way he's dressed.
Huh. All right, I'm going to grab that hand and I'm going to hold it up to Jonas.
Okay.
Hey, you recognize this?
Do I recognize that?
You sure do.
He does.
Yeah, you sure do. That is the insignia of the Miners Guild in Monterre. One of the sort of rich families there. It's not
a whole guild of children.
No, it's not a whole guild of children. No. Okay, nice. No, Miner. That's nice. That was good. That was good, Sam. I'm sorry it took a second for me. Yeah,
I thought it was like one of them underage clubs where they just serve Coca-Cola.
It's not like the rec club, no. And so you recognize it immediately, although it is kind of weird. Half elves, I think, as you know, are not usually, especially light-skinned half elves, would probably not ever have access to the insignia. a sort of a highborn family.
I'm sorry. Where did you get this?
This is my. Why?
I just give him a thump with the butt of my spear. Not hard enough to do damage, just enough to rattle his skull a little bit.
Okay. It was given to me by the Neverwinter men who came here. They said that if I wear this, I can get into any of the Adaran or Hark aligned forts, bases. They told me that the Monterans were going to be our people, and by our people he meant the Neverwinters. That the Neverwinter has some kind of new alliance with Monter.
Interesting. I'm finding out so much. Let me have that ring, please.
Sure.
I thump him again.
Yes, sir. Here's the ring. Do you think I don't think it has much value, but it is gold, and I was going to melt it down. Do you think possibly, sir? It was payment to me for
Phallus.
This is my payment.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Phallus.
Yes.
You told us they gave you 100 gold
Something's
pieces.
not adding up here. Let me
That's
ask,
true.
let me ask you this. If your job was just to point out this fella here, why you need a ring that's going to get you into Hark and Adaran camps?
Well, they heard a rumor that Filnyr had joined the army, and they were having me go out looking for him, and I a week ago, in you walk, and there you were, and they had just arrived, and it was going to be the easiest money I ever made, and I figured they would not remember the ring, and I thought maybe I could have access to places that I would not normally have access to.
How long has this ring been in your possession?
A week and a half, 2 weeks.
All right.
Since the Neverwinterans came.
And the Neverwinterans. I hold the ring in my right hand, and my left palm I put on his forehead, and I go, Tempest, give me the shine. And then I go, and I hold the ring up in front of me, I go, now with this ring, I can find you wherever you are in this godforsaken world, Phallus. You fulfill the task I've given you, or you will never know peace for the rest of your sorry life.
Do I have to wear it? Will it hurt?
No, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
Oh, okay.
And it'll lead me to you should I ever need it to.
Okay. Should I sleep in the diplomat's bed or in his assistant's bed?
His assistant's bed, but of course.
Okay.
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 And also, Phallus, who gives a shit?
Yeah. So if Phallus looks at you, you're not holding him anymore, are you?
No.
And he goes like he's gonna like go away, and he like backs up slowly, like, is this okay?
Filnyr, this is your last chance to make a musical instrument out of his rib cage or whatever else you might.
No, I think the task you set him on is fine.
Okay.
Let him go for now. We'll find him if we need
so
to.
Phallus runs in that direction, in the correct direction for
For
the
the
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter Consulate.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we still walking toward Corin, or
Walking south. I'm following the arrow. I keep looking up every now and then to make sure the arrow hasn't changed.
Every time you walk south, sorry, I should have mentioned this. Every time you are walking in that direction, Jonas's right leg it glows. So,
And I'm still the only
skull-
one seeing this, right?
You're the only one who sees the glow. Yes.
Okay. Everyone else saw the skull and the corn and
They see
looked
this.
to the sky.
They see the tattoo that's on
They
there,
see the
but
tattoo. Okay.
yes,
but
that's
they
right.
don't see the arrow in the sky.
they don't see the arrow in the sky, which is also gone. I mean, that was a very short period of of time that it was
That
there.
was just a this way, dummy.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so as you're walking through town, you
Mhm.
are going to pass the Waterdavian consulate. You will also pass on the way to the South Gate. You will also pass the barber shop. I don't know if you want to stop in there or not. This is entirely up to you. But
mean,
you're gonna...
Abel, how urgently do we need to go south? We are passing
I don't
Heinrich's
know,
barber
man. It
shop
seemed
tonight.
pretty fucking urgent. But if we're just walking past the door, who knows? Maybe this is where we're supposed to go.
You don't have any more signals.
I don't know. Jonas's leg is glowing pretty good there.
Does it grow more brightly as we get closer to wherever we're going?
Well, I mean,
I
you're
don't
still
see it.
walking. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's glowing right now as
Okay.
you're walking this direction. Yes.
All right, wait. Let's do an experiment. Hey, Jonas, turn and walk north for a few steps.
All right, I turn
We
and
all
limp.
about face and
I turn and
walk
limp north.
It's a total just a black tattoo on the back of his leg.
Stop
Nothing
glowing.
heavy.
All right, turn around. Go back the way we were going. We're doing it right.
All right.
I would love to have a word with Heinrich.
Pop in for a shave.
Okay.
Yes,
Try not to murder anybody in a real gruesome way.
I shall try not to.
All right. So
Keep an eye, but
you can be there. Are you? What's the deal? How are you guys going in?
I'm
Thought it was just Filnyr. It's not.
you guys gonna stand near the door?
I'm gonna look in through the window first.
Okay. So you see.
My passive perception is a 16.
Okay. Yeah. Well. So you look in. Oh God damn it. So you guys kind of see, and there's only one window in the place. This is, windows are expensive, but the transom is entirely built out of ladybone, and Jonas's leg is super bright when you get close here, and inside you see a very nice looking human with long hair and a blonde beard. And he is just sort of leaned up against a table that looks very similar to the sacrificial table that you saw in Jesus's sanctum. That looks like it collects blood in it. This looks like, people have said this is a barber and a surgeon. This looks like it might be some kind of rudimentary surgery table type situation. And you see what the person
such a fine line between surgery and ritual sacrifice.
there really is. But you also see a lot of like apothecary type things along the back of the wall. Several small stuffed animals, birds, wooden containers that have sort of arcane markings on them. It looks like a cross between a all-purpose junk shop and like a New Orleans voodoo store.
Oh, sweet, guys, let's go in. I want that and that and that.
Okay, you going in?
I just walk through the door like,
Okay.
oh man,
All right.
get a load of this thing.
All right. So inside you just the man who's standing up says, "Gentlemen, may I help you?"
I say, are you Heinrich?
Yes, I'm Heinrich.
I pick up some weird looking thing and go, what's this thing?
Oh, that is a brazier for burning incense and other such things. I see your friend is the kind who travels with celestials or fae or fiend, sir. Dark sir.
My other friend here wants to talk with you, but you're probably gonna have to pick up the pace a little.
Oh, sorry.
We're in a bit of a rush. Hey, what's this?
Oh, those are preserved good berries. Have you known a druid before? I actually have a process that I can make them that normally only live for 24 hours. I can make them
What?
live for a week.
You
And
got to
so-
tell me all about this. Start at the
Okay.
beginning.
So,
Abel, another time,
Oh, yeah.
perhaps.
Okay. Sorry. Another time.
oh,
Tom, very quick meta
Yes.
question. What was mine or Edgar's relationship with Heinrich before?
okay. So Heinrich was a friend of Edgar's that Edgar kept him away from you. And I will just say, without giving away too much to your comrades here or to me about the relationship you had with Edgar, you were probably a little bit jealous of the time they spent together. Because you got the sense when Edgar would come back from visiting Heinrich, he seemed particularly satisfied and sort of more interested in the world, as though he'd had a very good time that he would not normally have with you. So whatever that means for you, this was a friend that he did not allow you to share with him.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
Hello, Heinrich. I
Filnyr.
it may not have been so long since we've seen each other, but it feels like it has been quite some time.
He walks right up to you and puts his thumbs under your eyes and like pulls your skin on your eyelids down and stares into you.
I don't know that I'd let him
Okay.
touch me.
You're gonna step back from him?
Yeah, I might yeah. Do not put your hands on me.
Filnyr.
I mean you no harm. I just want to speak to you, but you do not come up and just put your hands on
what
me.
have you done?
I have done nothing.
Oh, he's done
And
some
that is
shit.
why I wish to speak to you.
Have you sworn yourself to it?
To what? What do you mean?
Filnyr, don't play dumb with me. I see
Listen,
your
I
eyes.
know. Yes, I know my eyes have changed color. But I also know that you were the first person to enter the Neverwinter Museum after I left. And you have lied to everyone about what you found in there, and I want to know why.
What do you know, Filnyr? What have I lied about?
I know that you found more than one body. And I need you to tell me why. And I'm going to intimidate.
Okay.
As a 13.
Okay. So, as you try to thump your chest and get up in the face of Heinrich, Heinrich does step into your space, and he does reach up for your face, and he gets as close to you as possible, and his lips are not moving now, but you hear him as though he's whispering right in your ear, and he says to you, "Do your friends, your comrades, know what you've become?" And you can respond to him without speaking, and he will understand. And you get the sense
They are quite
you get the
aware.
sense that can happen.
Okay, I will respond telepathically.
Yeah.
I really wish I had a spell slot right now. I had a plan.
Oh, man,
but
that's
I,
right.
did not have a spell slot.
Right. That's right. Okay.
Are you aware of what I have become?
Oh, I'm very aware, Filnyr. I was aware from the moment I walked into that building of yours. How long had he been courting you?
No one had been courting me. There were 3 assailants that came in,
I'm not talking about.
and
I'm not talking
they
about.
robbed Edgar.
I'm not talking about the day Edgar died. I mean, how long had he been speaking to you? That thing on your belt.
I perhaps heard whispers. I did not think of it. Why will you not talk of the day that Edgar died? That is what I need to know from you. Why have you hidden the other bodies from the rest of the world? What have you done with them?
He breaks his contact with you, and
These guys sure are staring at each other for a long time.
Yeah, it's rather intimate, isn't it?
Abel, you now have a super weird sense about something. It's a
Fellas,
smell
I have
in
a
the
super
air.
weird sense about
It's the-
something.
I don't think you want to say it out loud. Not
And
yet.
it ain't these knickknacks.
You now smell something very strong that you are trained to root out and kill. You get the sense that this Heinrich fellow is perhaps not living.
Heinrich, why have you broken off? Why will you not speak to me? I understand that you had a special relationship with Edgar and that I was not a part of it, and I respected that.
Oh, Filnyr. I had been working with Edgar for 3 years to help him sever the bond that he had with that thing. And as the thing's hold on him had become weaker, I thought it might reach out to someone. I thought it would only reach out to someone of a certain strength and fortitude. I could have never imagined it would reach out to you, and for that I'm very sorry. Did you at the very least take the emeralds when you ransacked Edgar's room?
I did not ransack his room. Where are the bodies?
Filnyr.
What? Was someone in there before you? Did you find bodies?
So
More than one.
So he steps away from you and he reaches up to take a wooden jar down from the thing, and he starts to crush something that's in it, and he adds something from another jar, and he starts to mix it up, and he says, "Drink this, and I will show you."
Can I run an Arcana check?
You need to talk to me first.
Sure.
Arcana check. All right, that's a 24.
Okay. So he has just mixed up something that seems as though it will grant Filnyr the same exact ability that your Pearl of Power gives you. But a one-time only thing.
So it'll just give him back a slot?
That's what it's going to do.
Filnyr, that it looks like it may enhance you a bit. I've seen something like
You're
this
saying
before.
It is safe. It is not harmful.
It is not harmful. It will enhance you.
Fine. And I'll drink it.
All right.
It's a natural male enhancement.
Ooh, that does feel good.
All right. So you have,
Now, what would you have me do, Heinrich?
I'm assuming,
And I will cast Edgar's Detect
Okay.
Thoughts,
um,
which for the podcast basically lets me detect the thoughts of, is it everybody? No, it's just him, right?
it's everybody.
The target.
Yeah, I mean you can
It's
target.
oh.
You can target. You have to concentrate on someone specific.
That's right. Okay. So for 1 hour, I can detect thoughts within 60 feet
Okay.
of me.
And
So I would focus on
Okay.
Heinrich. Be
and
like, if you cannot tell me, show me.
and he says, "I will not resist." And so you are taken into his mind, and what you see is um, a morning in Lakeshire, and you see the door to Heinrich's store open, and you're walking out of it, and you walk past several of the uh, consulates. You walk right past the Split Toe Armory, and you go right into the Neverwinter. You walk right up to the Neverwinter consulate, and the doors are locked, and your hand comes out and begins to like knock on the door, and you hear your voice, but it's not your voice, say, Edgar, Edgar, it's time. It's time for our morning constitutional, Edgar. And you sort of look in, and you see that behind the ladybone glass, the 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 whole place is just in tatters. Bookshelves taken down, glass everywhere, invaluable wealth spread across the floor. And you see, you look down, and you place your hand on the door, and the door just blows in off its hinges, and you feel yourself sort of filled with power, and you start to sniff around, and now you have somehow turned into a bat, and you are flying above this. And as you're flying above it, it's like the blood that's on the ground has it's like it's lit up, like it's under a black light, except you're only smelling it. You're not seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you smell that it's Edgar's blood. You know it's Edgar's blood. And you follow the blood, and it's up on the wall, and it's on the stairs leading up to his bedroom. And in his bedroom, it's an absolutely horrendous scene, even for you. And you have killed thousands and thousands of people in your lifetime, your many, many, many hundreds of years of life. You see that your old friend, who you would never even have considered drinking blood from, is his body is curled up on the floor, and his face has been bashed in, and it's been cut up, and it looks like there's something in his face. And you're now back into your normal vampire form, and you reach into the face, and you pull something out, and you see that it's an egg, and you know exactly what this is. You know exactly that the spear tip has chosen a new champion, and you walk downstairs, and you see that your emeralds are gone, and you see that the half elf boy who lived with Edgar, and you thought cared very deeply for him, is not there. And you then turn into a rat, and you sniff around the ground, and you sniff around the kitchen. And when you come back, you realize it's just Edgar's blood everywhere. And you turn back into your man vampire self, and you brave the sun again, and you walk straight into the Waterdeep consulate and say you must see Jesus. And you're back to yourself.
Oh, that can't be right. That's not how I remember it. Can I probe my own memory in a way to see if I'm misremembering?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Does that? I mean, I think it'd be as simple as like flashing back to it. Does it line up?
Yeah. So yeah, you go back and you see the assassins in there. And I will say it's a little bit weird because it's almost like the exact same. You've seen it over and over and over again in your mind. And when Larray and Teray were talking to you and you're giving them a tour, this is the one thing you do recognize that's different in your memory is you think to yourself, you really ought to make some cream puffs for your journey. And that's the only thing different that you sort of...
I don't understand. I think Filnyr just falls to his knees and just sort of crumples. It's just like this.
Filnyr, what happened?
What are you doing to him?
Right, I loved him.
What? Do I get a sense of anything off of the?
Never.
Do I get a sense of anything off of the Heinrich?
No, you don't. You certainly don't. No.
Heinrich, what? What
did he show you?
His memory shows what he found after I left, which was...
I don't know that I believe anything this guy's gonna show you.
There was nobody else there. There were no other bodies. It was as if I had rampaged through the museum myself.
Oh my!
As if I had killed Edgar.
Oh my God!
I don't understand.
You, Heinrich, that's your name? Speak clearly. Are you trying to tell us that Filnyr is the one who killed this person?
You are the 8th person who has asked me this, and I will say exactly what I have said over and over again. The one who holds the spear cannot be trusted. This half-elf certainly massacred his master. I told Jesus, I told Rella, I told anyone who'd listen. The Neverwinterans came, I told them. Filnyr, there's something about you that makes you susceptible to this thing. It's a weakness.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I ain't buying it. Filnyr, get up off the ground. I ain't buying this for a second.
Come on.
And I'll slowly get up.
Can I do an insight check on Heinrich?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a 10.
Okay.
It's not great.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't seem to have anything to hide. Although,
I mean, he clearly has plenty to hide.
Although, here's what you do notice.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that he has shaved down his canine teeth. You were looking at a vampire.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Filnyr, this guy doesn't trust the spear. Fine. I don't trust the spear. You shouldn't trust the spear either. He's a real asshole. And getting more gruesome by the day. But anybody could have gotten those bodies out of there before. We don't know this was the first guy to show up.
It's true. But
I think he doesn't know you, and he's got a prejudice.
Edgar did keep us separate. I never knew why. He never explained. I never pressed.
I know why he kept you separate.
What?
Why, Sir Priest?
And I just look at him and I go, "Turn from me, foul undead." And I cast Turn Undead.
Okay.
He has to pass a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Here we go. He's pretty good. Not with a 1, he's not. Oh God.
He has to use his full movement to flee from me.
Let's see here. Let me see if he has to, because damn it, he does have to. You son of a bitch, Sam. All right. So he looks so surprised that he feels this way. And he turns.
The power of Tempest compels you.
Oh, it sure does. Oh, I thought I had legendary defenses against this, but I don't apparently. And he moves to the edge of to the corner of the room, and he like cowers there because he can't get any further away. Then
Filnyr, this beast is responsible for more death and destruction than you have in your entire life. He has more in his little finger.
I felt that when I was in.
You're gonna let this thing send you into a quivering ball of self-recrimination? Get up on your feet. And you, I don't know what your deal is, vampire. You seem like you got a good thing going here. I don't know who you're eating. We ain't got time to tussle now, but you best stay away from my friends.
Priest, you are touched by God.
I am. Turn from me.
Oh, I don't want to, but I will. I have to. You son of a bitch.
While this is happening, I'm taking Filnyr out of the building.
Okay. And Filnyr, as you're being taken out, you notice that on the shelf, you see a stuffed green and red bird that is your particular spirit animal that you saw when you were in the Gnome's Gap on the shelf.
Called a Kia. Kind of like
Kia.
the car company.
Yeah.
Just crazily enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so you see the Kia on the shelf.
Do I see the Kia as well?
You're sort of concentrating on the vampire, right? Like you're right now. Yeah. You're.
We're backing out slowly.
Okay. Yes. Now.
And then wait, I look around. Do I see anything in the shop that looks particularly cool?
You see the Kia, you son of a bitch. Yes, you do. You do. You see the Kia.
No, I mean, it's just like I was picking up doodads and thingamabobs, and is there anything particularly cool?
Yeah, well, the whole shop is full of cool stuff. I will say, like, it looks like a really neat apothecary. You recognize stuff for like healing potions is in there. It's at least like, this guy is like well stocked in this place.
Do anything sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say also obviously scissors and razors and jars of coagulated blood. It's just it's all weird, like magical stuff around.
Do I see a greater healing potion?
You do not. Nothing here is already whipped up.
Oh, it's all ingredients and stuff.
It's all components. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I back out of the shop slowly with Filnyr. As we back up, do I notice Jonas's leg glowing?
As you're walking out of the store, you do not. No.
I say, wait, Jonas, walk back in the store.
What?
Just humor me.
All right. I walk back in.
Is
All
his
right,
leg glowing?
Yeah, his leg glows.
God damn it.
When I
What does that mean?
I
When I
walk
go-
back in the store. I go, I think there's something else in here.
What do you want from me?
I don't know. What do you got for me?
I don't know. What? It's not. I don't have any things you would want. I could shave your beard. I don't know.
Tempest compels me to enter this shop and speak with you, foul creature.
What is he thinking right now? Because I can still read his thoughts,
right,
Heinrich.
Right. He is thinking that he doesn't know why the priest is here, or the Monteran, but he thinks it has something to do. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, where's Quarren?
Yeah, so he thinks it might have something to do with the hunters that just came back, that he sent to his most recent thrall.
So he sent hunters to his
Yes,
thrall.
he did.
Be like, were those the
ones who went after Schnobik and didn't come back.
Yeah. Can I identify his thrall? Can I push? I'm gonna push deeper.
Oh, damn it. Okay, what's his
It's a wisdom save, and my spell save DC
I'm gonna give him a disadvantage because he's turned currently, and like this is taken
is
up.
15
Okay,
spell save.
so that's a 19, but that is an 11. All right, so you're gonna go deeper. What are you looking for?
I want to know who his thrall is, and I want to know if it's Corin.
Okay, so
Or Schnobik.
you're looking into his mind right now, and he feels you, and he's struggling against it, and it's like you've asked this question, and he is not thinking a name; he just has a face, and you see like a moderately dark-skinned man sitting up in a tree, like a tree snake almost. He's sort of wrapped around a branch, and you actually do sense that Heinrich has a great deal of remorse when he is thinking of this thrall.
Who did you turn, Heinrich? Tell me his name.
He was a proud young man.
Is he?
I had to turn him.
Is he wearing anything that I would recognize?
In his you recognize his armor from some time recently, from the armory that you visited, the Split Toe Armory.
Is it Monteran?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, he's from Monter. Jonas.
What? Filnyr,
Yes,
what are you seeing? What are you talking about?
And I'll look at Heinrich right in his ocular nerve, and I'll say, "Is that Schnobik?"
He was too proud. He was cut down. He thought he could defeat Bezlith Lueltil himself. I thought he was good of heart. I thought I could bring him back, and he could live a civilized life. I felt terrible for him.
Is he saying that out loud, or is this just his thinking?
He's
I will
saying this
repeat it
out
as he
loud.
did.
Yeah.
Good.
All right,
Okay.
I cast levitate
On what?
on him.
Okay. I'm just gonna give it to you. He's up in the air, man. He's like pushing up against the ceiling
He's
now.
turned and we're in his head.
Turned, and he's like
And Filnyr's an emotional
Yeah.
wreck.
You tell me now, where is my brother?
he's in Grove Relash. I trapped him there. I trapped him there. He's surrounded by plants that the druids helped me put up. There's signs everywhere saying "Do not enter," and hunters keep coming, and people from Monterre keep coming, and Bezalith Lultul, I think, has found him now. I should not have gone against her.
Is there anything left of him?
He's a wild animal now, as far as I can tell. I thought I could control him, but you never know. You can hope for one thing with your children, but they always make their own way.
Abel, how much control can you have on this being?
Listen, I'm going to be real honest with you. It's not a whole hell of a lot. But shh.
I need you to take me to him. And I need you to control him long enough for us to speak and maybe help me find a way to bring him back to some form of normalcy.
Heinrich, can he be returned to his previous state?
I'm going to be real honest with you. Like your war priest over there, it's going to take years. He's a cub. He's going to have to become a bear first before he can come back to being a man.
But he must listen to you, right?
He won't hurt me.
Well, that's a start. We can go to him. You can speak with him. You can speak to him with me. We can find a way to restrain him. Something. I must help him.
Not a chance. I can tell you where to go. I won't hurt one of my children.
I'm asking you to take responsibility for your actions.
I have put up a very high protective barrier. That's all I can do.
How do I get through it?
He looks down at the ground and he sort of lifts his hands up like, you're levitating me, buddy. Like, it's a high barrier. I'm sure you could.
So he's clearly he's thinking we have to fly over it.
Yes,
or something. Okay, fellas, set aside the emotional violence this guy has inflicted upon you. I give him a real quizzical look. Who are you?
He's an e-vampire.
He's a what?
What?
No. Oh, you guys didn't watch What We Do in the Shadows, the show. There's the emotional vampire. Sorry.
I understand.
I can only imagine all the imagery coming in as Heinrich's thinking of all these questions.
Foul undead being in league with Why do you want someone to go against Bezalith Luatel?
Look around you. This is a beautiful town. It's a beautiful valley. Bezalith is going to burn it all down.
You're undead. What do you care about all of this? You're ruining lives.
I'm a healer. Look at this.
A healer who never gives up.
Is he lying?
He's not lying.
Insight check.
All right.
No,
you succeed automatically. You've got your guy that detecting thoughts here. No, he thinks of himself as a healer for sure. I patch them up. I give them life. I take a little bit of their blood. It sustains me. I sustain them. it's been this way. I've been in Lakeshire for 200 years. I've been in Lakeshire since before Hark and Adair. I've been in Lakeshire since the elves ran all the human settlements that were here. This is my home. We're only here because the halflings are able to handle the ladybone of the lake. If Besselith Luathel gets her hands on this, I don't think it's just the Breen that's going to be in trouble. It's going to be the entire land of the living. You understand what Ladybone can do, yes?
What do I see in his head when he says that?
So you see the forging of a you see an elf, and you see an elf laying on a sacrificial table, and you see a great deal of Ladybone, like shards being pushed into him, and you see him transforming into something long and sharp. You see him becoming a weapon.
Filnyr,
Yes.
would Edgar befriend an evil thing?
He had relationships with many of the townsfolk for varying reasons. He was an ambassador after all, so I don't know that would be... If that was not obvious to him, I think he might. But Heinrich said you were working together to try to separate him from the spear. The spear had chosen him before.
That's true.
How could you separate him from the spear?
I was going to reanimate the spear.
Without all the pieces?
Well, that was a problem. That was one problem, yes. I had spoken to Herr Walter Faust, who was on a holy mission to destroy this spear, but in order for him to do that, he was going to have to destroy Edgar also, and so I would not tell him who I knew who had a bit of the spear. But Faust has at least one piece of it. There's a druid in the southern hills who has another, and Edgar had the other piece.
I'll just poke him with the quarterstaff gently, like, not anymore.
Oh, Jesus. So you killed the druids?
I had no choice.
Oh.
It was me or her.
Oh, Filnyr. I fear you will not have what it takes.
Is that how he was made? Referencing the spear in the tip. The ladybone.
Yes. And he looks up at Abel and he points to Abel's spear and he says, also as his spear was formed. And many of the finest weapons of the Breen that now are spread far and wide across Farron, but for some reason, your spear maintained his own personality, kept his own being, and transformed into some great evil that I've never seen before.
And that means a lot coming from this fella. You've seen a lot of great evil.
Mike.
I asked him, but I'm going to ask you, are you an evil thing?
I follow a certain code. I think of myself as a provider of good, but one cannot walk away from things that they've done.
I just drop levitate and walk out.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta say that sounds kind of familiar.
Gentlemen, please don't kill my child.
I don't think that's certainly not plan A.
That is not what Ionis wants.
Let me ask you something. Do we have your support in destroying Bezleth Luitel?
If it comes to it, I guess there's worse ways to die than trying to protect my home.
My man. I drop my turn undead and I walk out too.
And he goes, and he disappears into a puff of smoke. And thus ends episode 17 of Every War Must End.
Jesus
the Dungeon
Christ.
Dads podcast.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck. I was right.
You just
Tom, I was
you just
right.
old man Logan
Man.
Tim.
I guess I did.
Tim, I had my suspicions too, Tim. I was like, Tom, this had better not be what's going on.
You know what's funny is I texted Tom yesterday because I was going back through the last session and it dawned on me that I was like, oh my God, this is like a fucking memento moment where it's just like remembering shit wrong.
Oh,
man.
I'm so happy I can talk to you guys about this now.
Listen, I'm just going to be real honest with all of you. I still don't buy it.
So for you, it's the fugitive.
Right.
It's all
For
the
me,
one
it's still the
man.
fugitive.
I
And
love
my
that.
brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, so much plot.
I was
God.
expecting just some old commoner surgeon guy who we were going to have to put the screws to. That was,
Yeah, you didn't even get your beard trimmed.
yeah,
Right.
no, that was something.
And
God.
I will just say for metagaming purposes here, for anyone who is following along and you heard me say I thought I had legendary resistance and I do not, you will notice I do in fact have legendary resistance. So
So you could have just saved automatically.
this particular vampire allowed you to do this to him.
Now, wait
Wow.
a second. I prefer to think of it as through his own discombobulation and inability to reckon with his own powers, he fell prey to the strength of my God's will.
Well, I mean, that's okay.
That he was really distracted by me poking around in his head.
Right.
Listen, either way, I have never had so much fun with a turn undead spell in my life.
That was awesome.
Wow.
That was awesome. I really did roll a 1. That was really pathetic.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, good work, Tim. My God. That was
Oof.
yeah. You seem to really be feeling that, man.
Yeah, that was a fear. I was like, there's a few ways this could go. I mean, either way, fantastic plot design, but I'm just like, I don't know what to do if this is all in his head.
Oh man.
What is
I'm
it-
gonna
where
find
does
them
that take
bodies.
Abel's gonna find the bodies.
him? Yeah.
Abel's gonna find Look, vampires are pretty powerful. I will say, vampires can plant thoughts in heads. Plant vampires can do all kind of crazy shit. And you have just met the most powerful creature that you have probably any of you have ever seen in the context of this game. So, yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
all right.
All right. Good work, guys.
Lots to think about for next
Wow.
time.
I know.
Wow.
Well, let's continue this conversation in the bonus episode next week.
Sounds good.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna have a lot to talk about. All right.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Dungeon
Good work.
Dads signing off.
Sign off. Toodaloo. God damn
Or
it.
did you just imagine that?
Hey everybody, this is John. You like our show? Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. It'll help us out a ton, and it gives you access to new content like our brand new premium campaign, Mountain City Mayhem. Head on over to patreon.com/dungeondads for more details and subscribe today.
Chubada